All right, here we go for the Nasdaq recap. This is on May 16th. My goal is to show you a 5-minute video and show you two trades that went 100%. So let's see how this goes. As you know, if you've watched any of these before, I like to watch the first half hour and let that go by. This is now 8:50. I am Central Standard Time. So we want to let the 9-minute candle close before we even think about entering any position. And you can see right here, this is just a mess. This hasn't really gone too far on a given day. And so we are sitting on our hands. And that was kind of the story of today for a lot of us. So right here, you can see now we're getting closer to 9:15 and it looks like it's on its way up. In fact, we probably just got, we just got a PSAR switch on the way up. That was too early for me. This is 9:15. I'm not ready to jump in at this point and say that I'm going to be going into a heavy position. So now I am waiting for a pullback. So here we go. Of course, this happens a lot faster in this time frame that we have, but in a given day, you've got quite a bit of time to get into a position. So what I'm looking for is right here. This is a bearish engulfing candle, and it also went below the 20 EMA right here. And so I want to get in as long as this holds underneath the 20 EMA. And at this point, these puts were $1.21. And so let's see if we can get that in a spot where we are close enough here. Let's see if we go like right here. Those puts were $1.21 at that point. Now also what we want to do is we want to find out how far might this retrace if we're going to look at this. So I have got the bottom wicks. I want to pull that down a little bit, not to the far bottom of that wick, not to the extreme, but about right there. And then let's just expand this a little bit to kind of get some sort of an expectation of how far this is going to go. So at this point, I'm trying to get in right at this level here underneath that 20 EMA. That's the red line that has the 8 EMA. It actually just crossed over right there. So that's a bearish trend right there for sure. You can see we've got some wicks at the bottom of these candles, and right there, that is my first sell. So these Fibonacci levels are pretty fantastic, where you can say, okay, I want to sell right at strength, and so I sold half my position right at, I know it sounds crazy to say, oh yeah, you sold right at the top, and it's like, no, this actually wasn't the top, but I had my sell set actually just right above this line, and that ended up being about a 43% gain right there in about 10 minutes. I'm still holding on to about half of my position at this point, wondering if it's going to come and hit the low of the day. And if it does, I will sell the rest of my position at that point. So right there at the bottom here, this was actually $2.32. So let's get that pulled up here. $2.32, and that was a 91% gain. So I just want to have that on here to take notes. We'll have that at the bottom there. So almost 100%. That is a 91% gain. So at this point, we're out. Now we're trying to figure out, okay, this could be high wick rejection, a little bit of a shooting star right there. You can see we're getting pretty wicky up here with some of these doji candles. This is a time where possibly the high of the day is in. And so we are now looking for a possible trend break. You will see that so what I want to do is I want to actually buy under this trend break right here. And ideally I want to get in when the PSAR switches. So you can see the PSAR switched right there, came down, hit this Fibonacci level, and it kind of broke up a little bit. Now that that high of the day is in, the PSAR has switched, I actually have a stop buy under this 20 EMA right here. And so you can see it was fighting for a little bit there. But now we have a pretty strong move. I was actually going to draw some descending channel here. But that is a strong move down. Let's see if we can get the parallel channel going. And you can get an idea of what's really happening in our move here. It's a pretty big move. So if I just pause it right here, if you would have gotten in right at this point in time, the 0 DTE puts that I was in at that point in time were 26 cents. They were 26 cents right here. And What I'm hoping is I scale out right here. This is a very good time to get out and keep about a fourth of my position. I now have a sell right above. Yep, so you would have seen that it got hit right there. I have my sell right above that line right there because that's the 78.6 Fibonacci retrace. For it to go all the way back down to the bottom of the day would be asking quite a bit from this move. And I am happy to get out at, this was actually 119% all the way down here. This was 119%. But I was actually getting out up here at the 80% level because we are very close at the end of the day. So that is a 5-minute video showing 2 trades and a bonus that could have been made today.